Okay, for this next demo, I'm going to show you how to apply horsehair braid. There are many types of different horsehair braids, different stiffnesses and different widths. Here I have about a 1 inch wide horsehair braid. It's probably a medium stiffness. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to apply it. If this is again, we have our muslin here. The stripe side is the fashion fabric, or the right side of the fashion fabric. The side without any markings is the wrong side. Okay, so if this was say a skirt of a garment or a gown that I was about to hem with this horsehair braid, what I would do is I would take my horsehair braid, and you can see here I've basted in about a 1/2 inch up. Okay, so say this is the fold line of that hem. All right, I'm going to lay my horsehair braid right on top, and I'm just going to have it overlap that basting about 1/16 of an inch or so. Okay, and I'll stitch right on top like so across. Okay, stitching my horsehair braid down. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're at the sewing machine. So again, we're going to take the horsehair braid, we're going to lay it right on top of the fashion fabric. All right, and I'm just overlapping, okay, the edge of my horsehair braid. I'm just overlapping that marking where I have the fold of my hem by about a 1/16 of an inch, and I'm going to stitch right there. So go ahead and back tack it on, lock it in, and go ahead and stitch. Now I'm lining this up as I go. One thing you don't want to do as you're stitching this on is pull the horsehair braid. Okay, if you do that and stitch it, when you let go, it's going to crumple up or gather your fabric. Okay, so you kind of want to be pushing the horsehair braid in just slightly as you stitch. Go. So cut that. Okay, so there it is. And then what's going to happen is it's going to fold back like so, and we'll hand tack it up. So let's go back. All right, so we're going to fold this back, and we're going to hand tack it. Use the flat cut stitch, or some people call it, where I used to work, we used to call this the hemming stitch. All right, now ideally you want your skirt, or whatever you're applying the horsehair braid to be underlined, okay? Because what would happen is when you do these stitches, you would catch the horsehair braid and you just catch the underlining, okay? And that way there would be no show through of the stitches on the right side or the outside of the fabric. In this case, it's not underlined, so you'll see the stitches. So what I'm going to do is we're going to work from left to right and towards us, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is just create a little knot here. And again, I would be doing this just the underlining, because you don't want these stitches typically to show through unless it's a design detail or it's fabric that can't be underlined for whatever reason. All right, so as I do this, every time before I take my stitch, I'm going to pull the thread out of the way, like so, towards my thumb, and then I'm just going to catch it. I'm just going to catch a little bite of the fashion fabric. You remember again, it would be underlining, and then the horsehair braid. Pull it, and then go down to the next. And what you want to do for stitches here is typically you want to do about 1/2 inch to 5/8 stitches. These stitches I'm taking are bigger, obviously. And you can see that each stitch I'm taking, they kind of lock themselves in. Now this is great for hemming because if the thread comes undone, if this stitch comes undone, it doesn't just come undone very quickly. It lets itself out slowly, so you'll have time to catch, hopefully, them before they all come out. So they kind of all tie each other off, and so that will come undone very slowly. So I'm just going to quickly do this. Now remember, the reason horsehair braid is wonderful. It's a great way to hem a garment. It's a great finish. It's also, it gives the hem, more body, more stiffness. It can really kind of make it stick out more, help it keep its shape, especially if you have lots of layers of fabric, or if you're using a heavy fabric. It's a great way to hem a garment. Okay, and it's quick. Again, take smaller stitches. You only want to take about 1/2 inch, 5/8 stitches. I'm taking about 1 inch, 3/4 to 1 inch every time. Okay, make sure you're pushing the horsehair braid down into the hem. Okay, we're almost done. And last one. Tie off here. There we go. So there's the right side. Okay, and again, you can see all my stitches because this was underlined. And then here's the wrong side of it. Okay, and you can see how it really holds its shape. Okay, this stays circular. My fabric doesn't collapse around here at all. Okay, so obviously if I was using heavier fabric, it would be harder for this to hold its shape as nicely as this light piece of muslin, but it'd still give it some body. All right, so horsehair braid is a wonderful thing for that. All right, so that's one way to apply horsehair braid to your fashion fabric of your garment.